Someone make it make sense.
Probably a couple.
Hello, squirrel friends of the world. How are y'all doing? Happy to see you, Iowa. Oh, sports ball stuff. It got blocked? What does that mean? What does it mean? I'm happy you're here though, and I'm happy. I mean, you know, if you like sports ball, then I guess that's not great, but you know, but yeah, we're glad you're here. So we got our video. You know, I wanted to switch it up though. Let me do this real quick. Because I love this so much. And that's really the thing. Oh, look how cute they are. I love them. Oh, so cute. Elmo and Nightbot forever. Like Strawberry Fields Forever, but Elmo and Nightbot version. Oh, weird. What? What? You mean the stations don't show it? That's what? Is that allowed? It seems illegal to me. Lawsuit. Sue them. I've kind of gotten somehow into this realm of on YouTube that is like this corner of YouTube that is like just straight up just depositions, just footage of depositions where it's like attorneys are behaving badly. And it's kind of my new favorite thing. I think we might have to do a live stream where we watch some of these clips because it's absolutely insane. I mean, you can't make a movie better than this. Like you can't. It is literally just. I was just watching a second of it while I was getting my computer restarted and stuff. I was just watching it on my phone, just like a couple minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, like so good. Oh, that is so weird. I'm never heard of such a thing. That's bizarre. That seems like that's infringing on people's rights, man. What? Like they can't just expect people to go in person. Like what if you're elderly? What if you're sick? What if you're disabled? I don't understand that at all. That's crazy. Is this college football or like pro football? Sports ball. Sports ball. Also, I'm happy to say that I just got in the 2024. I don't know I kind of forgot that you have to get a new one of these every year. The 2024 Federal Rules of Evidence, including Advisory Committee Notes, Legislative History, and Rules Enabling Act. So sweet. We'll be putting that to good use here very soon, I'm sure. College. Okay. I mean, I have no idea. That seems like that's, I mean, if I had the capabilities, I'd be like lawsuit. But again, that's what made me think of the depositions because it's like I've got like civil brain going, you know, the depositions. So depositions are insane. The thing is like depositions is like throwing a lion, a shark, and a T-Rex into a pit or a cave and asking them to play nice and then leaving and locking the door behind you and not including any adult supervision. That's what it's like because there is no adult supervision. That's why it's so unhinged. It's like there's no judge, there's no referee. And in fact, in some of these videos, they're like, oh my God, in one of these videos, I'm going to lose it. So, okay, usually there's someone they can call when they're fighting. In one of these videos, I've never heard this in any of the other videos, but in one of them, they call them the special master. I'm not even joking. It sounds, and so they're like yelling at each other, fighting, like literally, and they're like, call the special master, and they say special master like 100 times. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to die every time they say special master. And it's just like and so then they finally call the special master. It's like on speakerphone and the special master's not in the office. And then it's like, oh God, now what? It's like a death match. The special master's not available. They hang up the phone and there's like dead silence. And it's like, oh my God, now what? Anyway, we'll have to watch it because it's just so good. It's so good. And then at one point that one of the, so there's an attorney who's being deposed and he just starts popping pills and they're like, and then questioning him was like, sir, what pills did you just take? I can't even. I was laughing so hard. It was hurting. I was physically hurting. I couldn't even make it through the video. I watched like the first 10 minutes and I was like, I have to take a break because it was painful. So anyway, but we had our first episode this morning of Casey Anthony, and it was a lot of fun. Oh, hi, Jeff. Have I seen you before? I feel like I recognize you. It's not a show. I know it sounds like a show. It's better than a show. It's real life. It's just depositions on YouTube. It's like civil depositions with attorneys, like real life. It's just depositions and the attorneys. This is real life. You know, real life can be better than movies. And when it comes to law and trials, I would say it is better. But I'm thinking we're going to have to watch one of these and on the channel, maybe on like the next live stream. Maybe, well, probably not tomorrow because, maybe if we have time tonight, we'll watch one. Because I was going to say tomorrow's the next episode of Casey Anthony, and that's going to be a long one. So, okay, cool. Well, we're happy to have you, dude. Shout out to Jeff. And if you feel like joining the Discord so you can keep in touch with the Squirrel Crew. It's free, it's fun, it's awesome, and Nightbot is putting the link in the chat for you right now. If you're not familiar with Discord, I'm happy to explain it to you, but it is the coolest. And yeah, so but there's Elmo and Nightbot, and let me pull up my BK intro again here. So yeah, so there's 4 new court filings out of Idaho. It's so funny. I feel like sometimes I have my squirrely crystal ball where I'm like, literally, I finished the Casey Anthony live stream, and I was like, I haven't refreshed the Idaho page yet today because I check it every day. And and sure enough, I refreshed it, and bam, 4 new documents, and so we're gonna cover those, but they're not long, and so don't say that. Nightbot loves you, Iowa, and so that's why I'm saying we might have time if we want to watch one of those funny videos. Yeah. And so we're now in Ada. I'm so used to my mouth is so used to saying just out of Latah County or latest out of Latah County. And I've got to get used to saying Ada County. And I'm well familiar with that courthouse because of Chad and Lori. But let's go ahead and we'll go through these documents. And then if we have time, we might pull up one of those deposition videos because it's literally, it's just the best. It's just a whole new corner of YouTube I didn't even know existed. And I'm so happy that the algorithm found it. So let me do this. Okay. Excelente. Here we go. Okay, so this is the first one that came out. And it just was posted today, but it was filed on September 18th. So this is Order Governing Courtroom Conduct. So this is really interesting. This is going to talk about all kinds of things that will be applicable for the hearings as well as the trial. So, okay. And we've got our new judge. So to provide for the orderly disposition of this case, this order shall govern the conduct of the public and media in the Ada County Courthouse for the entirety of this case, including the jury trial. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it better, even though I'm reading it. But okay, there we go. For the entirety of this case, including the jury trial, and supersedes any prior courtroom orders in this case. So that's why I was like, okay, so what's it going to be? Is this going to be different than what we had before? The court is mindful of the need to balance 1, the constitutional rights of the defendant, 2, the public's interest and right to information in conjunction with certain constitutional and statutory rights for the public to attend the proceedings. 3, the court's interest in maintaining order and an environment which permits all participants to focus on their responsibilities without undue distractions. And 4, the court's interest in the safety of the public and court and security personnel. With these factors in mind, pursuant to Idaho ICAR, shout out to ICAR, the court orders as follows. Seating and attendance in Ada County Courtroom. So seatings for victims, families of defendant, counsel, other court personnel. Certain seating may be reserved by the court for designated individuals, including but not limited to authorized court personnel, security personnel, the defendant's family, victims' families, and others specified by the presiding judge. Public seating. So if anyone's planning on going to Idaho, this is for you. Subject to the need for reserved seating referenced in 1A, seating for the public will be permitted in the courtroom as space permits on a first-come basis. There will be no priority or designated seating for the media. No person may reserve seats except as indicated in 1A above. Standing attendance when open seating is unavailable will not be allowed. So I don't know what the media is supposed to do in this case. I mean, because again, there's not going to be any standing room, right? So it's not like if they don't get a seat, they can just stand. I don't know how that's going to work. I guess it was first come, first serve, right? So they just have to make sure they get there hella early and be first in line, basically. Okay. C, entry and exit during court proceedings. All spectators, including members of the media and the public, shall be seated before court is in session and during any portion of a hearing. No entry or re-entry to the courtroom shall be permitted while court is in session. And one thing that was really funny that I noticed, like in the Ezra McCandless trial, people were coming and going throughout that entire thing all day, every day. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I certainly did, because that was, I hadn't really noticed it all that much. Now, having said that, part of it could be because it was never a full gallery, but I don't know. I guess in my mind, it's more about like potentially being disruptive, or, I don't know, just harder to keep track of people if you're the bailiffs. I don't know. But it's like an orchestra concert, right? Which, I have so much experience with. Like if you're at an orchestra concert and, you walk out, you have to leave for some reason, like during the middle of a piece of music, like there's no re-entry until like intermission or in between pieces of music, because it's disruptive. I'm not sure what that means, Iowa. You're saying the commands don't show up on your phone. I don't know do you mean the link for the commands? Like, that is so, let me know what it is that you're looking for. I mean, they should work on a phone or a computer. I have no idea. Might be a YouTube thing. Okay, so other restrictions, here we go. Broadcasting, other restrictions and requirements. Now, what's so funny is, like, when this case first kind of started, right? Everybody was on kind of like pins and needles, as it were, in regards to if there were going to be cameras allowed, right? Like, is judge going to allow cameras or not? And I think everybody kind of forgot, like collectively, that now that it's a new venue and a new judge, all of this starts over, right? And we should have been, and kind of forgot to, I suppose, ask that question all over again, because no one's been talking about it, at least not that I've seen on LawTube. I guess everyone's been kind of distracted with like P. Diddy and whatnot, but like, in other words, this judge has every opportunity to say no cameras or whatever, right? And that was what people were afraid of before. But we have the answer to that. So security screening. All persons entering the courtroom may be subject to an additional security screening. Handbags, backpacks, and other carry-ins are subject to inspection. Cell phone and other electronic devices in the courtroom. Cell phones, tablets, laptops, or any other electronic device shall be turned off or be in, quotes, silent mode, end quote, and shall not make any sound or create any distraction. Devices shall not be used to record, photograph, or transmit any sounds, images, or video from the Ada County courtroom. No one may talk on a cell phone inside the courtroom. If the use, can you imagine a ring-a-ding-ding? Hello? I'd like a pepperoni pizza, please. Can you imagine? If the use of electronic devices such as keyboards are distracting, their use may be prohibited by the. So that's like, okay, you guys know how sometimes we're watching trials and there's somebody typing and it's like clack, 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 clack. Actually, we've heard that in this very case, in Latah anyway. There's been hearings where it's like already horrible sound, but all you can hear is clack, 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 clack. So anyway, it's interesting that this is addressed here. It's saying they might be prohibited. Get a quieter keyboard, people. Interviews and reporting. No media interviews or reporting shall be conducted inside the courtroom. The public, including media, is also subject to administrative order, blah, 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 regarding conduct inside and outside the Ada County Courthouse, disruptive behavior. Any activity or behavior which is considered disruptive may result in removal from the courtroom. Get out. Streaming of court proceedings. Here we go. Hearings that are open to the public will be streamed at, and guess what? Another YouTube channel. And I am still subscribed to Judge, but I've got to subscribe to another YouTube channel here. Streaming or broadcasting of the jury trial, if permitted, will be addressed. Oh, the jury trial is going to be addressed in a future order. Okay. It's interesting because at the beginning of this, he says that the rules are going to apply to the jury trial. So, I assume that all this was applying to the jury trial. Streaming or broadcasting of the jury trial, if permitted, will be addressed in a future order. Any prior order related to broadcasting of the jury trial in this matter is hereby rescinded. Any person violating the terms of any portion of this order may be removed, and any recordings or images violating the order may be seized and or deleted. In addition, the person in violation may be charged with contempt, blah, blah. They could be imprisoned. All right. Well, there you have it. It is so ordered. What are these other? Okay, now this is the administrative order. Yes. So this is just what he referenced here. This is essentially what he just basically said. Judge Hippler, certificate of service. Okay, cool. First one's done. All right, now we have our first hearing of the whole new thing. Event code, NOTH. Thou shall not pass. Sorry, thou shall not pass. Anyway, okay. Notice is given that the above titled case is set for status conference on Thursday, September 26th. So it's always on Thursdays. What's funny is it was always on Thursdays before, and it's still on Thursdays, which is funny. And also 2:00 p.m. same time. That was like the usual time slot. So, but now we've got Judge Hippler, so they're going to have a status conference. So that will be our first chance to see the attorneys interact with the new judge and see how that's going. So that's that one. Another one done. Boom, boom, boom. All right, next one. And so, in case anyone's wondering, well, this upcoming hearing, what's going to happen? Is there going to be video? Well, request to obtain approval of presiding judge to video, audio, record, broadcast, or photograph a court proceeding. And this is from Judge Hippler. So it sounds like this is from him. He's requesting that. And actually, the very last court filing of the 4 that I mentioned that are new is the order. So there's requested an order. So the court, having considered KTVB's request for approval to video, audio, record, broadcast, or, okay, I guess that's who requested it, KTVB. Let me see. Does it say KTVB? KTVB? It doesn't say KTVB on here, so I don't know. But I think that's actually the local channel that I use whenever I'm watching any of doing the hearings and stuff after the fact. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I always use. So, all right. So yeah. So request for approval, it's granting it. They've got permission to do all the things. Look at that handwriting. It's interesting. This hearing. Oh wait, it says denied. What? Oh, the hearing will be live streamed. Okay. Okay. Right. So okay. So it's going to be live streamed. So I think this is just like what it was before, where the other where, like, in other words, there weren't cameras allowed to be there. Right. This is just like what it was before, where they couldn't be there to photograph or film it themselves, right? That the only way to watch it is there's one way, and it's through the court's live stream. But if you're another network, you can stream that, right? Which is what they do. And so that's what's been done before. That's why, like, with the previous hearings, there's only one version, and it's the court, and it's the Zoom, or whatever they have. It's usually the Zoom thing. But in other words, they can't show up there to photograph or take pictures or whatever. So it's going to be just like what we used, at least for this hearing, it's going to be like what we're used to before, where It's live streamed from the court feed, and then other, networks and stuff will have saved it so that it can be watched again after the fact, because the court feed disappears immediately from the YouTube channel. So all images and audio recordings captured in the courtroom, whether before, during, or after the actual court proceedings by any pool photographer or video and broadcast camera operator, shall be shared with other media organizations as required. But not that that's relevant here because they're not allowed to be there. So that's it. And there's Judge Hippler's signature. And I'm so used to Judge's signature, which I love. But look at this, is an interesting one, huh? It looks kind of like clouds, like abstract clouds. So that's the last document there, guys. That's it. So short but sweet little update just to keep everybody up to speed. And I just wanted to pop this in because I'm in between lessons, and that's why I didn't have another long stream tonight, and that's why it will be tomorrow night. So so if you guys are interested though in watching the funny attorney deposition videos at some point, let me know in the chat or in the comments or in the Discord for that matter. And but yeah, for anyone who missed it, do check out, if you're interested, the Casey Anthony first episode. The timestamps are done. It is really interesting. There's a lot more to it than what I had known about. Those of us who just knew whatever was like kind of in the mainstream media or news headlines, whatever general knowledge, we were all missing out. Let me just say. So I don't think you guys will be disappointed. The lawyering is fantastic. The judge is delightful. There's so much sass. It's a beautiful courtroom. It's very, very fascinating. Very fascinating case. And so far I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So yeah, so the second episode for that will be tomorrow night, like I was saying. But other than that, that's it for now, guys. So thanks for being here as always. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night. And I will go ahead and roll the outro.